It is not the strongest of the species that survives nor the most intelligent, but the one most responsive to change. Ignorance more frequently begets confidence than does knowledge. A man who dares to waste 1 hour of time has not discovered the value of life. In the long history of humankind, those who learned to collaborate and improvise most effectively have prevailed. It is not the strongest or the most intelligent who will survive, but those who can best manage change. The highest possible stage in moral culture is when we recognize that we ought to control our thoughts. If the misery of our poor be caused not by the laws of nature, but by our institutions, great is our sin. A scientific man ought to have no wishes, no affections, a mere heart of stone. The love for all living creatures is the most noble attribute of man. There is grandeur in this view of life, with its several powers, having been originally breathed by the Creator into a few forms or into one. Charles Darwin. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. No man is free who is not master of himself. If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Men are disturbed not by things, but by the views which they take of them. It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. The greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. Circumstances do not make the man, they reveal him. Epictetus. Happiness is not a possession to be prized, it is a quality of thought, a state of mind. The more one knows, the more one realizes how little one knows. It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. The greatest of all pleasures is the pleasure of learning. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Courage is the first of human qualities, because it is the quality which guarantees the others. The purpose of our lives is to be happy. Aristotle. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. As is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. It is quality rather than quantity that matters. Time heals what reason cannot. It does not matter what you bear, but how you bear it. The greatest wealth is to live content with little. No man was ever wise by chance. Anger, if not restrained, is frequently more hurtful to us than the injury that provokes it. Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body. Seneca. The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. Those who don't know history are doomed to repeat it. Your representative owes you, not his industry only, but his judgment, and he betrays instead of serving you if he sacrifices it to your opinion. Education is the cheap defense of nations. The greater the power, the more dangerous the abuse. It is a general popular error to suppose the loudest complainers for the public to be the most anxious for its welfare. The true danger is when liberty is nibbled away for expedience. Nobody makes a greater mistake than he who does nothing because he could only do a little. Example is the school of mankind, and they will learn at no other. Society cannot exist unless a controlling power upon will and appetite be placed somewhere, and the less of it there is within, the more there must be without. Edmund Burke.